this works. We got things. I changed my setup a little bit. That's why I wanted to do a little something. Excited. I'm excitable. I'm an excitable guy right here. This works. We are live. Boom. We're live. We're live. It's incredible. Right. Okay. So we got this set up over here. Come on. Come on. Come on, bro. We got that set up. Boom. Go over here. We got that set up. Boom. Got that set up. Right. We got the chat going. Okay. What's up, Thomas? How's it going, my friend? Good to have you in the chat. Thomas was helping me out earlier. We were figuring out how to get this setup working without it crackling. So hopefully there should be no crackling. If you could just let me know if it's crackling or not, that would be massively, massively appreciated. But I think we've got it fixed. I think we've actually got it fixed. So I'm happy about that. This is going to be a tester of like a new format in general anyway, so I thought it'd be good to do it today, which is going to be known as the Midweek Mass Debate, which I think, you know, is a great name. We've got the chat box down there in the bottom. We've got the news set up perfectly, and really we're just going to be talking about where things are at with the state of, you know, the current gaming situation and so on and so forth. So I thought there was a lot of talk on Twitter following Microsoft, you know, buying Bethesda for so much money. Like, so much money. Like, what, $7.5 billion? Which is a lot of money. And I thought what would be good when I saw everyone talking about, you know, oh, are they going to buy Sega next? And who else might they buy? I thought it would be good for us to discuss this. I think there's a couple other things we can sort of discuss as well. We can look at the differences between how the pre-orders were handled. We now know that the Xbox Series X is actually sold out in most of its pre-orders. I think across the board it's sold out as well. So that's very, 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 very interesting. We can talk about which company we felt handled them better. There's a little bit I want to talk about when it comes down to exclusives. I'm just going to move my mic over like this. Sort of about a general talk on exclusives as well and where we may be at moving forward, you know. And really, if Microsoft decide to monopolize gaming, is that going to be such a good thing? So yeah, other than that, we can be looking at any sort of trailers you guys want to see, if there's any news that you want me to talk about. But really, I just thought this would be a good way to test out this sort of new format, to make sure that the setup is working perfectly as well. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and it's only Wednesday, you know. There's a very good point being raised at the moment on Twitter as well, I believe. Let me just pull this up. Yeah, MBG himself is saying, like, you know, he didn't really feel like we should have to pay for the Spider-Man remaster, and I think that's a very good question to pose to everyone as well, as far as you know, previous exclusives and stuff. Should we really be having to pay for these, you know, for games that we already purchased and stuff? Are we going to get like free upgrades and so on and so forth? And is that really such a bad thing? You know, is it going to put you off the state of affairs? Like, you know, if we don't get things like The Last of Us Part 2 remastered, you know, and upgraded, or even like, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn is a very good example. Like, are we just gonna have to pay extra for a super deluxe package with Forbidden West, and then we get like a nice sort of like upgraded version of the original game? So there's a lot of things to sort of talk about, so I just thought I'd throw that out and get things rolling. I also thought I'd start a little bit earlier than normal, just because it's, you know, it means I can get things out of the way and sort of lay up what we need to talk about. So it's very, very, there's a lot to go on and stuff, you know, and that's pretty much what I thought we'd do. So if there's any sort of things you want me to put on the old screen behind us, then that would be, I'll take all suggestions and so on and so forth. But as far as things go, my big debate at the moment with people I know is we're sort of at this point in time. Why is the chat box not showing, like, is the chat box not showing things up properly for you guys? I'm just seeing like a single word here. I want to make sure we're getting it right. I can't even see the names that are coming through. So it might be worth setting that up. Let me have a look at this and just see what's going on here. Yeah, it should be showing the names. Should definitely be showing the names. Yeah, what's going on with this? Hang on, font size. Font size is fine. Actually looks pretty good. Come on, mouse. Come on, mouse. But yeah, it's also a good way for me to test my setup. So let's do the introductions. We got Garrett in the building. We got Amsel in the building. Timo, good bend. Good to have you with us. Not seeing everything on my end. All right, let me move this. Matt C saying hello. Good to have you with me, Matt. I'm just gonna move this over. I'm just gonna. Oh, I don't want to make it too big. Hang on, we'll get the chat. It was working fine previously. We had it working fine previously. Maybe we extend the height out here. Something like this. I'll make it like 100. Let's see if that. Ooh, wait. I'm gonna make it a bit. Sorry. Can you guys hear me clicking away here? Let me get a test go. Oh, yeah, I think that's about right. Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. Hopefully this works now. Hopefully this should work a bit better. So yeah, Mike, where we at? We got Thomas on modding duties. We got Kai on modding duties. Hopefully it should be pretty relaxed and stuff. We're just gonna go for like an hour. And just see what happens. We got Hillary, good to have you with us. Always good to have the members with us. Simon, good to see you, man. We got Jimmy26. We got Seb. We got Rodney the Red Mage. With always such an incredible. Hey, there we go. That's a bit better on the chat. There we go. That's a bit better, right? That works a lot better. There we go. So Rodney Red Mage always with the incredible intros. Let's just read this out here. He says, I don't even know what he said, but he said, fellow soldiers, lombacks and robots, survivors, pro skaters, androids, samurais, fall guys, avengers, good hunters, tomb raiders, explorers, Noras, and gods of war. Good evening. Very, very good. Very, very great intro right there. The chat seems to work a lot better there. Think about if there's any sort of trailers and stuff you want to go over while we're here. But my sort of big debate at the moment is like, you know, where we're going to stand as far as moving forward, things like Elder Scrolls and Fallout and stuff. We were having this debate in our online session last night as well. And we were just talking about, you know, if you're in a position now as Microsoft, right? Microsoft don't need the money in general, right? But what they do need, Konibawa, is that, I don't know if I've said that correctly. What we do need, you know, what they do need to do is stay in the conversation, like, because as much as you can drive sales back to your console, I don't see why you would gate out communities like Switch and PS down the line as far as your exclusives and stuff go, you know, because you can always put things in favor of how you're going to do it. I can't see Microsoft really giving the gaming industry the Disney treatment, despite that being the question of the evening. And this is mainly because Disney are in a point where, like, they want to stronghold your childhood, you know? They want to keep hold of everything that you hold dear in your life, you know? But I think what the difference is is Microsoft are really just sort of trying to, like, as they've said for a while, it's not so much Microsoft, it's Phil Spence, right? And it's big old Phil is he's been really good with his sort of general communication to bigger audiences, you know, and there's been a lot of promotion from Xbox as well, which has been like, it doesn't matter which console you get, you know, they're trying to do something completely different with the Game Pass, and I think their belief in what they want to do with the Game Pass is always going to be how they're going to push it. And when you do something like that and you can offer not only like brand new titles on Game Pass at launch, what that does is put you in a great position for when you want to start putting these games out on other places, you know. So when you have controllership of a game like Elder Scrolls or Fallout, right, and they've said that they're just going to leave the company to do what they're going to do with the games because they don't want to like mess up the ecosystem, which I massively respect as well. But what ultimately you have when you're doing something like this is you still have the appeal of the Game Pass giving you that game for free, right? But when you then license it out to someone like PS or Switch, that's when the price tag comes on. And even then, that still gives your console and your Game Pass a very appealing look as far as things go. So I really can't see things going beyond maybe like a timed exclusive, and I can also see them being very clever in the way that they deliver things as far as, currently if you look at Minecraft, which was a huge purchase for Microsoft, nowhere near as big as a purchase as Bethesda, but what they have done very, very cleverly is they've given bonus features like crossplay across certain platforms. Now, what we were talking about last night, me and Matt C and stuff, is, one way you really sell a game like Fallout or like Elder Scrolls on your platform is you offer up things that are like, okay, so we're gonna allow you to have the mods over here. Like, you can go and buy it on these other platforms eventually, but over here you can get your mods going, and things like that really suddenly start to make that purchase really, really appeal to a lot of players. It's as far as like, if GTA was bought by either side, right, I can't see them gating off a game as big as GTA to anyone, because ultimately some franchises go beyond wars, that's how I feel, and I think that's how, like, when you're at the top of big business, you ultimately know this as well. Like, the console wars exist for people to argue on Twitter and stuff. They, like, as far as like companies go, they know that competition and selling across the board is always, making money is good business, making money is good business, and that's what you want to do. So I'd love to hear your sort of thoughts and feelings on where we stand. I know there's going to be a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people just outright be like, yeah, you know what, Bethesda just doesn't have what they used to have anyway, so I don't really mind, and I'm not going to support it, I'm not going to be buying the timed exclusives on PlayStation now just to sort of show my discontent. I think that's fair enough, but that's only because Deathloop doesn't look great, that's my sort of like opinion on it. But let us have a look and see what the chat is saying right now. As always, as I'm saying as well, feel free to throw in if you want to see a trailer. I've got the YouTube loaded up right here. We can see what's going on. Thomas is saying IGN have made a top 10 videos title, will Bethesda games be Xbox exclusive now? The only games I care about from Bethesda are Evil Within and the first Wolfenstein, and that's it. Yeah, well, this is it. Like, as far as they've gone with the whole case-by-case situation, they're aware that there's going to be a lot of titles that people have invested in, and like, if they can make a game that looks like, if they take one of your favorite titles like Wolfenstein or the Elder Scrolls series or Fallout or whatever, or Doom's in there as well, right? Then what you can do is, like, I don't know, to me, good business is, say you get Elder Scrolls 6, right? Why wouldn't you release that on another platform? Because you can potentially have Game of the Year, Game of the Year coming from your company, which is something that, like, is a very big power play in the general scene if you can do that. Someone said only game I play from Bethesda is Prey. Go and play some Elder Scrolls, man. No, I'm kidding. But I'm with you. Like, Doom would be the one I miss the most. Well, again, like, can you really take Doom away from the gaming community? Or do you just slap a price tag on it and make money across the board? This is how I feel. Dan O'Shea, good to have you in the chat. I'll be playing any future Bethesda games on PS5 if I can. I'm not about to go and get an Xbox if I don't have to. Well, this is it as well. This is what I was saying, that I think a lot of people... Simon says, personally owning a PS5, I would maybe have bought 2 Bethesda titles, so if they're all exclusive, I'm sure I will cope. Yeah, exactly. But what I just think, and what you can see is, like, we're at this point in time where... Say you're sitting back at your Sony, you're sitting back in your Microsoft. Both consoles knew they were going to sell out on the dates they put those pre-orders out. Both have done incredibly well, and sold above and beyond. And we can thank the scalpers for making up all the extra sales and whatever, things like that, But you're in a position now where no matter what you do, really, people have sort of picked their side, and then you've got the people that will buy both regardless. They'll own both consoles regardless. So this whole sort of thing where people think, oh, it's just going to be held back, it's just going to, they're going to completely make it exclusive. Obviously, this is all speculation at this point in time. But on a bigger level, people can sit. You can go. You know what? Like we're still going to release these titles over to PlayStation eventually, because ultimately we want people to play our games. Like we want people to play our games. That's what it comes down to. So I think timed exclusives is what we're going to see moving forward. Speaking of exclusives, I'll move on to the next point in a little bit, but let's continue this. This is great to have so much people in the chat just having a discussion. I hope you like the name and the title of this show, because I really went out of my way to think of a good name for this, and I think the midweek masturbate is it's pretty childish. I'm not going to lie to you, it's pretty childish, but I think it will work anyway. People are buying Xbox Ones because they don't know gaming well. Yeah, I feel like that's like gotten a bit out of hand. I feel like a few people, like I saw someone sharing an obvious shit post on Facebook onto Twitter being like, this idiot bought the Xbox One. Bro, do you not know a shit post when you can see a shit post? This guy clearly just went and got an old purchase of an Xbox One screenshot and threw it into a gaming chat just to see the mayhem, just to see what would go wrong and stuff. So I think people are a little bit like OTT at the moment with their reactions. It would be cool if PS5 makes it free to play online, unlike PS4. That would be a good power move in general. It'd be great. It'd be great if gaming went back to not charging us at all turns, every turn, which way. That would also be great. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think we're moving forwards into a more expensive era, and that's just the way things go. Ultimately. What else we got here? Safa says, sup everybody, long time no see. Good to have you with us, Safa, man. Actually good to see your name in the chat again. We put up one of your photos recently. We actually did. I was in the community. Jimbo Davis says Microsoft is buying their exclusives, Sony is making their exclusives. Yeah, they are, but at the same time, if you got the money, then you can spend it, and ultimately, like, Sony is still buying companies to make certain exclusives and stuff as well. So that's just part of the game. I don't really think you can separate that sort of thing when it comes down to it, because they can just slap that, that Microsoft tag on the backline of it anyway, and boom, suddenly it's a Microsoft game. It doesn't matter which company they bought to make it and stuff. As well, Debbie French said stores only had on average 5 Xbox consoles in. Damage limitation by Xbox makes it look like they've sold well. They've done well though, haven't they? They've done well. I'm trying to be like level-headed and keep this like a fair sort of discussion and debate and stuff. Did you guys like the Uncharted photos or God of War photos? Yes, Safa, we enjoyed them. We enjoyed them very much, and thank you for putting them in here. K the Ghetto Gamer says, "Sup, gang." Simon says, Bamalam Jaw Jam could be a name for this. I mean, that's a good name as well. But does it beat the midweek masturbate? This is a public masturbate session. I don't think YouTube can even say anything about that. I really like it. Dan said I had to rant about the cost of gaming on Discord. Yeah, I mean, we all did. We all do from time to time as well. This is bringing me on to sort of my next point. Some GameStops only had 3 or 4 consoles. Of course, they're going to sell out. Man, is that factual? How does sales ran increase? Page views? Question mark. My next point was going to be as well, like, where do we stand with these upgrades? I know we're going to be getting some free upgrades, right, as far as it goes on the PlayStation side of things, but MBG raised a good point on Twitter earlier just about how, like, we're essentially going to have to buy the Spider-Man remaster if we want to get our hands on it, which is a little bit, I'm not going to say it's shitty, it's fair enough, It's a good way to also make your, like, quickly, make your, like, gold, your gold exclusive version of the game. It's a lot easier than being like, oh, you just get a couple extra costumes or whatever. Like, no, you get a whole remaster of Spider-Man, which is a very good deal when you think about it and stuff. But, are we going to run into a place where it's kind of pricey? Are we only going to be seeing games directly out of Sony's pocket that are going to be remastered and stuff? Obviously, I'm holding out for a God of War remaster. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about a Bloodborne remaster, which is like, which is interesting. Like, I think that's massively interesting, you know. I feel like I would maybe even complete it. But at the same time, I just feel like those remasters should sort of be included in the PlayStation Now features, right? Like, we're getting a whole bunch of, like, classic games for free on the PlayStation Now feature, right? Why not just give us the little upgrade thrown on top of that, you know? A little bit of ray tracing and stuff. Just throw it in there. I think that would be very, very good. So I don't know. I'll probably end up paying for certain games. But I recently just paid for those games, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I recently just paid for those games. Bloodborne confirmed for PC. Do we got that factual? Was that fact? Is that fully confirmed? I see Metal Gear Solid potential remaster being confirmed and also getting a PC port. I saw something about that the other day. I can't play Bloodborne more than once. I can't believe I even finished that game. Says Jimbo. I can't believe I didn't even finish that game. You know, I tried. I goddamn tried. I tried my best. So we shall see. We shall see. Devil May Cry is basically remastered on the PS5. That's that's a good point. We saw that as well. There is a remaster right there. Demon Souls, take my money. See, Demon Souls feels like a complete uplift, though, right? I looked at some comparison videos. Should I see if I can get a Demon Souls comparison up on here in the background? Demon Souls comparison to the trade. Alright, yeah, nice. We got one right here. Let's have a little look at this. Let's just get this down. Phobia, thank you for putting this together. I guess would be what best way to put it. Let's have a little butchers at this while we continue the conversation. Midweek masturbate. I have morning masturbate and afternoon masturbate and one more masturbate in the evening.
I think everyone knows this by now, but just so we're clear, the original upload had this slide at the end of the video, which is
fair enough, man. Live your life and enjoy it. Canadian 009. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Is
this guy just talking?
Its best
Alright. He sold us down. I just want a side by side. Alright, here we go. This is looking more like it. I should put my headphones on, really, shouldn't I? So I can hear what's going on as well. Has no one just made a video of putting the two side by side? That would be much appreciated. I played the original Demon Souls for about 20 minutes on PS3. Spent longer installing the game. Man, see that's tough. That's tough. Are we gonna? Can we get a little bit of a side to side comparison? Is this the original? This is the original, right? Right here. Alright, yeah. Here we go. It's not exactly side by side, but it's one by one. You know what I'm saying? It's one by one. I feel like it would have just been easy just to put the two next to each other. It definitely looks way cleaner right here. It's Xbox graphics, a little bit, man. I don't know if you've noticed, I've changed my setup. Oh, my hair always gets messed up. I've changed my setup. I now have my camera directly behind my screen, whereas before it was a little bit off like this. But I've actually changed things for you guys right here. So I hope you're enjoying that. While you guys take a look at this, I'm just gonna throw in a couple more of these things. Thomas says he pre-ordered Spider-Man today. Well done, Thomas, man. I'm hoping to just grab that on digital, get it downloaded. Done like that. Safa says my favorite game is Bethesda. From Bethesda is Doom. 100%. Like, it's a good, solid choice. Jimbo says Demon Souls looks good, but from software games, punishingly difficult. I get too frustrated. Me too, bro, and that's why we haven't finished the Bloodborne playthrough. You know, it is what it is. Aaron says true, but the average stock of PS5s was 3 to 4 times, which is why they have made. You know, people are saying that Xbox deliberately didn't sell as much just so they would sell out as well, which is, you know, smart marketing, I guess. The video I had up first has a side-by-side about a minute in. Damn, Seb, thank you for the heads up. I should have held with it. I just didn't know what was going on with it. I found a side-by-side one if you want to check it out. Yeah, we can throw that in. This is the other thing. This stream is for you guys to throw it. I'll go back to the original one. About a minute in, you say? Alright, here we go. Yeah, this is the goods. This is the goods. This is the goods. That was one after the other. You know? That was one after the other. This is side-by-side. Side-by-side-by-side. Right here. Look at this. This is much better. Like, boom. Gotta love it right here. We got Lee in the chat saying, hey guys, what's up, Lee? How's it going? We got Grim Willow saying, not ordering DS because Europe is a week later. The other nations get the bug test before the final pre-order. It's a good plan. It's a good plan. Yeah, I mean, like, alright, so we compare this. I'm sorry if my head's in the way a little bit. I'll move over just a second. We compare this to, like, what the Prince of Persia was looking like, you know? And ultimately, there was a big difference. You know, there's a big difference. This looks incredible. Like, this absolutely looks incredible right here. As far as upgrades go, you know, I'm still hoping that we get. I'm hoping that we get a an Uncharted remaster. You know, that's where my head is at. Imagine that. Imagine we get another remaster of the entire collection yet again. Like, everything just looks like Uncharted 4 graphics. That, to me, would be one of the greatest things ever. Cannot wait to get my hands on this jam, says Canadian. Yeah, man. Can I fix the chat box? I feel like it's coming through weird. Corey in the chat. Good to have you, Corey, man. Haven't seen you in a while, man, Corey. I don't know. I'm gonna increase the width a little bit here. I'm gonna give us a little. Oh no, not 800,000. I'm gonna give us a little 800. Maybe that will get things in a bit more. Lee says I never played the original Demon Souls. This looks incredible. Then you got some fun to look forward to. I didn't either. So I believe my play order is gonna go Miles Morales, and then we'll try Demon Souls. You know. That's just what I think will work best for me. I think we started this channel playing through Spider-Man. It's only right, you know, like we started, not this channel, but we started these streams playing Spider-Man on the PS4 Pro. It only makes sense that we should play the Miles Morales on the PS5, like the second I get my hands on that, you know. That's just me, and that's just what I think would work best for the channel. And it's a good thing that I ordered 2 controllers, you know? It's a good thing I ordered 2 controllers, because I'm not going to lie to you, if this is anything like Bloodborne, we might see one of those controllers get RIP'd within the first few weeks, you know? We might see one of them controllers get RIP'd in the first few weeks. Right here, I believe he sped up the loading screen times here, you know? I think he sped up the loading screen times right here, because surely the original PS3 version would not have loaded as quick as that. Like, I remember when we were watching this on the stream, people were like, wow, the load times have been completely removed, which is always a good thing. But as you can see, like, one of these is yellow, right? One of these games is yellow, yeah? And one of these games has actual lighting going on. One of these games looks realistic. So yeah, that's looking great. Boom, back in here, back in the room. I'm just gonna put the headphones down for a second like that. Let me get my let's get the chat back on screen here as well. So yeah, as you can see, I think paying money for that as a remaster makes a lot of sense. You know, it makes a lot of sense. So I'm not mad at certain things, but I do feel like there's a fair few. If the game basically, yeah, is going on the PS Now feature, then maybe we should get the upgrade for free as well. You know, like that's just what I think. That's just what I think. Did I secure my PS5? I did. I got the confirmation email and stuff. I can't be showing you guys the confirmation email because it's got the order number. I ain't trying to have somebody steal my PS5. I secured one. But I can show you the confirmation email. I'm pretty sure I've got it in my phone somewhere. I'll just put it up here. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to so far. There we go. I don't know if you're even going to see that, but... You see that? You see that, guys? Oh, yeah, I fucked up my thumb real bad, by the way. Do you know what the worst thing is? Like, I keep messing up my thumbs. And we're meant to be doing streams. You know? We're meant to be doing streams. I keep damaging the only things I need to stream with. Like, legitimately, I was using a wrench. I kept using this wrench. I fucked my thumb up on the wrench, man. Like, I'm a walking catastrophe. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a walking catastrophe. I ordered the PS5 disc version as well. It felt like the best version to go with. We got Brett in the chat. Nice, good to have you with us. Demon Souls is looking great. Here we go. Rumor is, yeah, this is what I've seen as well. The Metal Gear Solid 1 is getting a complete remake. I've seen this too, and I've also seen that it may be getting a PS port, not PS port, a PC port as well. You know, which is like, that's interesting. Let's be real. That's a very interesting move. I think what's funny is as we move into this we move into the next gen, when everything's going to be a lot easier, you should ensure those thumbs spam near your bread and butter. Yo, I tell you one time, right? So we were interviewing AJ, you know, world heavyweight champion, yeah, and they had these big like studio like makeup lights up, right? And he was just kind of like chilling in the corner, and he burnt one of his arms like on one of the lights at the interview we were doing, yeah? Same interview, I called him AJ Johnson, which isn't his name. Like, you know, like it's Anthony Joshua. I called him AJ Johnson, and he grilled me for a good like 2 to 3 minutes about getting his name wrong on camera, which was hilarious. Like he found it hilarious. I found it hilarious. I also died a little bit on side. But then when we saw him a bit later at another event a few months down the line, he actually has a little burn mark scar from that light bulb. And I just think about like how much must his arms be insured for, you know? Like that's his bread and butter, right? That's his bread and butter, and we accidentally like burnt one of his arms because we didn't have protective lighting and stuff. Like, how bad is that? Like, you know? But he was a good sport about it. He's a very nice man. He's very nice. He's a good gentleman and such. He was also talking to me at that second event. I think it was a Call of Duty event, about how I should get into boxing. And he's like, you ever heard of Don King? And I was like, why? Because of the hair. He's like, no, you got a good manner of speaking and a good look. Like, you know what I mean? That was hilarious. So maybe one day you see me promoting some boxing fights. Like, ladies and gentlemen in the building, let's get ready. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. But yeah, there's a fun little story for you thrown in right there. PS5 Spider-Man Ultimate is digital only? Is it? I got the disc because I like discs. I know that sounds dumb, but I do. I like discs. Like, I like owning physical copies of things, you know? I don't know about you, but I do. So I really hope that I can get my hands on that ASAP. I don't know what's going on with the chat. I had the chat perfect, right? And it's not, it doesn't look perfect to me now, man. Maybe I bring the font size down. Does that work? Maybe I bring the font size down. I don't know if that's gonna work. So it says that's not a wrench, it's a spanner. And I ordered it from eBay, Amazon. I ordered it from Amazon. It's a legit wrench. I don't know if the text is. People are testing the text. There we go. It doesn't seem to be working correctly. But yeah, I really want to get my hands on Spider-Man ASAP. That would be great. As of right now, I'm on an Xbox strike. They get no more money from me, says Reborn Phoenix. That's a bit harsh, man. Do you want to expand out on that? Like, did you want to expand out on that a little bit? That'd be good to know. Canadian 009, still my favorite name. I've got the PS5 disc version, extra controller, and Demon Souls pre-ordered. Wanted to get a second game, but I may wait. That's a large chunk of change I threw down. That is, man. You flexing on us. You flexing on us right there. I ordered the controller by mistake because I was in a panic, and I was like, but what if the console doesn't come with a controller? I better order another controller, which was stupid because I'm stupid. But at least I secured it. You know what I'm saying? Jimbo says I'm very scared of digital only. I hope that never happens. I mean, as far as like indie games go and stuff, I don't mind it being like, you know, you got to look at the size of a game. Sometimes like if it deserves to just be in the store and stuff, then it just deserves to be in the store. But like, you know, any sort of massive franchise, you want the deluxe version and stuff like that. You know, you want to be able to throw down 100 and get a statue and a disc and or whatever else that you might get. You know, I feel like that's just become part of a lot of people's collections. I see a lot of people when they share their setup, they've got all of these really cool sort of shelves next to their TV and stuff where they got all these extras and stuff. And I think it's part of the culture that works really, really well. So, you know, let's hope they never do fully shift onto digital. But it's strange to me that a lot of things haven't moved on to digital. Like, you know, I remember I'd be out in New York like maybe 2 years ago, and there's still people trying to sell me their mixtape on CD. Just sell me a card with a link to your SoundCloud or something, you know. I don't even have a way to play your CD anymore. So it'd be very, 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 very interesting. Lee says, I would love a new Fight Night game on the PS5. I would love a new Fight Night game in general. But it doesn't seem like we're going that way because they're putting boxes in UFC games and stuff, you know? It's all a bit it's all a bit confusing at this point in time. Fight Night's one of my favourite games. I have fond memories of Fight Night as well. Fight Night's the kind of game that you sit around with friends in real life, you know, and you have a winner stays on tournament and things like that. Which I think is very, 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 very enjoyable. And I think that's, as we've moved into the world of internet and so on and so forth, you know, we lose a lot of those being in the room and playing with your friends. And yes, it is great down a headset, but sometimes, man, some of my fondest memories are just having those sort of winner stays on tournaments on Tekken, or like, you know, Fight Night, or FIFA, or like, you know, there's loads of things like that I kind of miss about old school gaming a little bit, you know? But, you know, we're moving with the times, we're modernizing and stuff. I do find it very interesting that Microsoft did not secure... they're also putting ads in UFC games. That's a very good point, Thomas. They also are. I find it very interesting that like Microsoft failed to secure TikTok, and we're like, well, we got to get Bethesda now. We're going to move in the gaming direction a little bit more. You know, there's an interesting way to, you know, make sure they can invest in younger generations and stuff. You know, which is. Hats off to them, man. Hats off to them. I love split screen games, says TS. Man, I love split screen games and stuff. I love being like, yo, don't look at... Man, you was watching my screen, bruv. You was... you was watching... No, I'm not coming off, you know. No, he was watching my screen. No, fuck this, bro. How did you know? How did you know? You could see I was coming around the corner. Like, no, it's not happening. It's not happening. I'm not coming off. I didn't lose. I miss those moments, you know. I miss those moments massively. GoldenEye was the one. GoldenEye is from a golden era of gaming. Classic. Any midnight launches planned for the PS5? Says Smoggy. I don't know. I actually don't know. I feel like it's not so much... Good thing this isn't labeled as a news show. This is more of a discussion and debate kind of thing. If there's any trailers you want to see thrown up on the screen, go ahead. Like I said, we'll get into them. We'll put them on. Split screen Call of Duty sessions with the boys in university, they got heated. That's it, man. That's what I'm saying. Fam, you threw a flash grenade round the corner. You saw I was running round the corner. Fuck you. Xbox should have WB Games, in my opinion, says Safa. Safa's a massive fan of Warner Brother Games and DC Comics, it would appear. So yeah, that would have been a good move. But I feel like Warner Bros are in a good place, right? They're in a good place as far as like their franchise. I feel like this is the same about the sort of discussion where everyone's like, they're gonna, you know, Microsoft are gonna buy Sega next and stuff, right? And I know people were having fun with that on Twitter, but the other side of it is it's like Sega are in a very good place, and they're much more than just a games company as well, you know. So it would be very, very difficult for them to sort of just purchase that, you know, and that's the same with Warner Brothers as well. It's like, fair enough, they've got their games division and stuff, but you know, Warner Bros, you got to look at it like this as well. Movies haven't had the greatest year currently anyway, so you wouldn't really want to be selling off arms of your of ways that you can make more money. Someone said Harry Potter. Red Mage said Harry Potter is a good example. And it's not that Microsoft can't afford to buy near enough anyone they wanted to. They could buy Sony and the rest, you know, but it's also about are people willing to sell, and why would they sell? You know, people still want to have their fingers in certain pies. I think this year's really pushed that forward as well. You know, Warner Bros. When you're in a position, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, we were gonna make X amount from movies this year. That's not happening. You know, but then what they did realize, what worked really well for them and stuff, is there's a lot of hype around some of the games that they've got coming out, and you know, the DC fandom in general sort of really showed that there's a big hype around Warner Brothers properties in just the comic book section of things at the moment. Harry Potter is a completely different side of it, but again, they're in a good position, you know. The only kind of person I could see buying out Warner Bros. Somewhere down the line would be Disney. You know, and Disney would just come in and buy everything. The movies, the television show, all of that stuff. Which, again, might not be great. And that sort of brings me back to the original point and the original question asked in this. We got, TS says, I think Sony will buy Activision or Rocksteady. Yeah, again, potentially. But I still feel like, even if they did, it would be very hard and not the greatest move in the world to just like suddenly be like, right, we've got Activision or Rocksteady, we're just going to make these exclusives. There's a lot of things that you sort of can't take away from people. Reborn says, who do I think will be the next Xbox Studios buy? Capcom's a good example. Someone said Capcom would be a good purchase right there. Capcom's a very good example. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% right now. I feel yeah, Sony aren't big enough to buy Activision as well, because then you got to buy into the Blizzard side of it's Blizzard Activision now. That's a good point as well, Matt. Yeah, and they ain't giving up. This is it. You ain't giving up your franchises a lot of the time, you know. You ain't giving up your franchises. But what they are doing, which is quite clever, is they're allowing Sony to buy into a lot of promo, you know, like we saw that with the alpha for Cold War. They have no problem with partnering up with Sony pretty well, as long as Sony be giving them that extra money, which I think would be very, very good. Sony should buy Square Enix. They fit well together. That's a good call. That's a good call, and they work well together already. But I just think there's a lot of properties that aren't in a position where they need to sell themselves, you know? And yeah, I know Bethesda didn't really need to sell themselves, but at the same time, like the general feedback that I see in a lot of this chat is a lot of you are like, well, they haven't really put out a great game in years. So, like, you know, there's like a faded sort of like nostalgia around them overall, and it's a very, very good position if someone like Microsoft comes along and says, you know what? We're gonna buy you. We're gonna buy you. Matt breaking down the facts. This is what we were talking about yesterday. It's Microsoft are in a point where they don't need to do this for money. But what I think the difference is between Microsoft and Xbox / Big Phil himself is Phil still very much believes in the gaming industry. You know, and he's got a vision and what he wants to do with the Game Pass, and what Xbox are doing with the Game Pass is in a very, very different sort of mind state to this whole like exclusives. I think what they're trying to do really is just make the Game Pass such an appealing thing, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna like really have to gate things off to do that. Like I said in the past, what works really, really well is if when you've got every game that's out on the rest of the market, like, you know, you buy someone like Bethesda, you take Elder Scrolls, yeah, you know that you're gonna release Elder Scrolls 6 on your platform for free. It's gonna come with mods and all of this cool stuff, yeah. And that way you can like you can guarantee that people are gonna want to buy your console. But at the same time, what also gives you a bigger appeal is if you go like, okay, well, you've got this game, right? You can go and buy that on Sony for 75 quid, or you can just get a console on a monthly subscription over here and get this free and 6 months to a year ahead of time. You know, that's what I think the Game Pass is really all about. It's really about pushing this sort of accessibility over the rest of the market. Not so much making things exclusive to just completely tie that, but what I think really works well in their favor and what they're pushing for is they're going for this sort of like subscription based, yeah, you know what though, we don't want you to pay for any game outright, we want you just to come over to our side and get everything for free and enjoy the bonus and benefits. Hey, you want to go out there and pay 75 quid and upwards on all of these other games, we'll still make money off of that. Not like, you know, that's where I think they're really at when it comes to the mindset that they're pushing with the Game Pass overall. You know, that's the strategy that they're going for, and I think it's a clever strategy. I really do. I think it's very, very easy to sort of like still dominate the market, but then at the same time you can just recoup cash all over the place by selling it out to the Nintendos and the Sonys. Like, you know, like that's what I think. That's kind of how I think and how I'm looking at it. And on top of that as well, you got to remember, you got like things like Google Stadia trying to pop up as well. That's just another place you can license these games once you've bought the developers to. Yeah, exactly. The Netflix of gaming is really what they're going for. They're going for the subscription based. Hey, it's cheaper just to come over here and buy one of our consoles, you know? Like, and I think that's a very smart way of doing it. I'm massively surprised. Massively surprised that Sony did not find a way to make a subscription-based, subscription-based payments for the PS5. I really am. The game quality will plummet in a subscription universe, in my opinion. Well, that's only if you don't allow, like, if you buy up everyone and you don't allow for healthy competition and stuff. And we've seen that in many, many genres across the world and many franchises and, you know, like, in history and stuff. But yeah, I completely agree with that, and I think that this sort of like, you know, that's why I'm saying, like, will they Disney? You know, will Microsoft Disney the gaming industry? I don't think so. Like, the problem with Disney is they've taken a hold of everything that you hold dear, and they're just sort of like pushing it out as much as possible, and on top of this they're filtering it massively, right? And that's a big difference. We've seen already that Microsoft really do want to make sure that if they buy a development company, right, like, you know, they've said we want to leave the ecosystem over at Bethesda just to do what they want to do. It's going to be, they're going to kick back and just let them bring in money for them. That's the plan, you know, and that's good. That's good, and that's why I think it's a big difference to sort of like how Disney have approached monopolizing movies, which I think is massively bad. I think it's really, really bad. I think that Marvel movies, as great as they can be, are cookie cutter and they just come out how they come out. I think Star Wars also just got thrown completely down the drain, and I think other than things like Mandalorian, that it's you know, where we see like originality within the realm of what they're allowing. What's not good for overall is, like, you know, you take the past few years, it goes Marvel movie, Disney remake, Marvel movie, Disney remake, Marvel movie, Disney remake, Star Wars, you know, and I don't think that's a very good thing, and I don't think we're going to see that at all from Microsoft if they try and monopolize. What I think they want to do is still push that competition and just make sure they get a few more titles that are a bit more them to go up against Sony's nice array of exclusives. So that's my little rant about it right here. I'm going to catch up on the chat quickly. A true gamer would choose Sony's exclusives over Game Pass, but at the same time, a true gamer, I think this is like how like the more matured gamer, the more sophisticated gamer would still buy all of the PlayStation exclusives, either have a gaming PC that they can get the Game Pass on for like £10 a month, or they just use the subscription service to say, you know what, I'll pay off my Xbox over the course of the year. It's only 30 quid per month or whatever, and I can play every single game and have a nice broad sort of like array and make sure I'm playing every game, you know. And then on top of that, they still buy Nintendo, which I think is like what a lot of people sort of overlook when it comes to this sort of console wars approach. The day gaming just becomes streaming subscription-based setup is likely to end for me. I enjoy getting my games physically if I can. There's always great sales after a few months as well. Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier as well. I don't want to see, like, I like getting the discs and stuff. I think people like the economy of being able to sell them on as well. I think the price drops and things really work in favor. So, I hopefully don't think that everything will move to streaming / digital. Not yet. Not yet. Until everybody is in a position where you can just get, like, you know, like 5G like speeds on your internet service at home. I don't think we'll see like streaming being the dominating side of gaming and digitals being the dominating side of gaming. It still takes a fair while to download a game, even if you've got good internet. You want things to be instantaneous before you move it away from that. While we could get on a whole talk about, like global warming and plastic consumption and whatever, like, give it 10 years and everything will be streamed, but it won't be bad. And you'll still have options to buy, like, is Matt C? I don't know if Matt C's still in the chat, but I'm pretty sure he ordered a game not too long ago that still came with like a steel box and all this cool stuff, despite it just being a digital download. So there will always be physical things because people enjoy having that side of things, as I've said. Netflix has been hemorrhaging money for years, and Microsoft already said that the Game Pass isn't profitable for them. I don't know how they think this is a good idea. Well, when you're Microsoft, money doesn't matter. Brett, it really doesn't matter for them, That's why you can go and chuck $7.5 billion on a games company and not even worry about the sales. It just is what it is, unfortunately. I'd rather buy a PC than buying an Xbox. Well, that's what it is, Manga. You can get those options now, and you can get the Game Pass. Guess what, bro? They throw the Game Pass at you. My Discord, I signed into my Discord the other day, and my Discord was legitimately just like, hey, you know what? Here's 3 months free Game Pass. I signed on to my Microsoft store the other day, and my Microsoft store was like, hey, you can get the Ultimate Game Pass for £1. They're just chucking it at you. You can't escape it. So if you've got one of the two, an Xbox or a PC, they've got you on some shape or form. Now, the fact that my PC doesn't actually download anything on the Game Pass is a completely different matter. But it is what it is. No business needs to regain that $7 billion. Well, no, exactly. Microsoft, they just throw in money around just because they wanted to sell a couple more consoles ahead of time, and at the same time get people talking about some games that are owned by Microsoft, some classic titles that are now owned by Microsoft. $7 billion on good marketing is nothing in their world, which it is what it is. Saf saying, can you check out Vigor Nintendo Switch trailer? I'll get that on in a second. Yeah, Microsoft, exactly, Safa. They got FU money. They got flex money too, which is what it is. Garrett Lake said, that's what I did with my Xbox Ones. Got the console for 4K BD. Ended up getting the Game Pass for it. It's smart because it's cost savvy. Yeah, and you just have it in the background, You just have that in the background and you don't even think about it. You make that payment and decision once, and then it just ticks away every month, and it comes out like every other. It goes out with your Netflix and your phone bills and all of that stuff, and you don't even think about it. All you're thinking about is, I've still got to go and buy X, Y, and Z for my PlayStation, So I can see it being like, ultimately most gamers, quote unquote real gamers, will end up just having access to everything across the board. And like I said, this console war only seems to exist when it's time to sell a console and stuff, Yeah, people go back and forth all the time and whatever, but at the end of the day, if I got my gaming PC right here, yeah, I know for a fact some of my boys are gonna get the Xbox first and stuff. I'm not gonna stop playing with my friends just because of I've got my PS5 secured. Over the next few months and stuff, I'll look into how I'm going to get my Xbox sorted out, or if I'm going to cross-play with them on my PC anyway, So yeah, will I be getting both? That's undetermined. If I can play most games on my PC and still be in chat with my boys while they're playing on that, as well as still enjoying all of the great exclusives over on my PS5 and stuff, then I don't need to get the Xbox. But if it is that there's going to be certain titles that we will enjoy, but to be honest with you, most of the games we end up playing are things like Rocket League or Fortnite or whatever, which are now massively going into the cross-platformed free-to-play most of the time anyway. What my biggest appeal has been on playing PlayStation games in recent times has been the fact that they're games I can enjoy on my own, which I think is a massive selling point as well. And I think that's why there's two very different arguments that happens between these games, Most people on Xbox are doing it because of the sort of multiplayer. Hey, what if we all downloaded this little game from the Game Pass and so on and so forth, and play that for an evening and so on and so forth. Whereas the PS5 side of it a lot of the time is I can just kick back and play a game without worrying about if my boys are online or anything, you know. I'm just playing that game because I want to enjoy that game. I'm playing that game because I want to go ahead and take some photos a lot of the time, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Amsel saying, yo, Bam, yo, mods, thank you very, very much for joining us, Amsel. We got Manga Mania saying, Bam for president. Hey, man, Kanye's trying to run for president. Like, we got Trump for president. Why not? Why not? No, I'm kidding. But I do hope America get your stuff sorted out. It's crazy. Election time's coming up. You know, make sure you go out and vote for who you think is right. And that's all I'm going to say on politics. Obviously, from us and the British standpoint and stuff, and we're in a bad place. Like, you know, we got like Boris, like, and I'm sure if you're from Europe, you're looking at us like, yo, these guys are kind of fucked. But then we're over here kind of looking at Trump and stuff and being like, I don't know if that country can take 4 more years of that, bro. So that's my view as an outsider. I'm sure it's always different when you live there and you have your better understandings of things, but I really hope that that country finds some peace. And on behalf of England, like, we're sorry, innit? We're sorry. We kind of just went over there and took a whole empire and our ideals and stuff over to you, and then we got chased out of there and said, you know what? Just do whatever the fuck you want. At least we sent all of the criminals over to Australia, you know? Like, at least he didn't get all of them too, because it'd be crazy out there, man. It would be crazy. But, you know, at the same time, vote safely. Vote safely. But, like, yeah, legitimately. Bam, do you think Microsoft buying Bethesda is going to have a big impact on Sony? No, not really. Not really, because like I'm saying, what it mainly comes down to, yeah? It mainly comes down to people that have just made their decisions, you know? So, like, it's not going to stop people. It's not going to stop people from buying their exclusives on PlayStation, you know? That's not what's going to happen at all. So, like it's not going to have as much of an impact as you think. It may attract people like more casual gamers to be like, well, you know what, I don't really want to spend that much money on like X, Y, and Z. I'll just get the Game Pass, and new gamers and stuff. Parents is where it's going to have an impact. Come Christmas time, right? Come Christmas time, and you look at these consoles. Yeah, and you've had 2020 as your backdrop, yeah? Like, you have your backdrop of 2020, yeah? You're going to buy the one that's like almost £500 or whatever, like, you know what I mean, $450, $500 outright, or are you going to get the one that you can pay for on subscription for the rest of the next year? And it includes all the games in that. You see, that's where it starts to make a shift. As far as adults and stuff go, it don't fucking matter, man. Everyone's got their own monies. They're going to buy the one they like most, you know? So it is what it is. Someone says, Bam, you still play Xbox? I do. I do. I'm not gonna say I don't. I play Xbox when it's time to join up with the boys. You know? Where we dropping? We got to play some Fortnite. We got some Rocket League titles to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, we out here playing. Hey, Matt, what was it called? What's the one we got off the Game Pass at the moment? It's like the craziest Japanese MMO I've ever. Black Desert, is it? I don't know what's going on in that game. I would love to stream it for people at some point. I don't know what's going on. I'll be real with you. But yeah, and then I can jump over and just finish off things in like Ghost, or like I've got like Tony Hawk over on my PlayStation. I got a mix of stuff that I can play at any one time when I'm not sitting here pulling my hair out trying to figure out what can we do on the channel that's going to be fun today, or what can we do in future and stuff, you know? But I'm enjoying everything. I'm enjoying having it both ways. Bit of a cheat, but it is what it is. Black Desert, that's the one. Wash your hands after you're done with the Xbox, boys. Fair enough. Fair. Autoplay MMO. Yeah, it does it all for you. It's incredible. It's legitimately incredible. You cheating on PS4, Bam? Hey, I have Traitor in my name. What did you think was going to happen? Black Desert is on mobile too. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It feels like a goddamn mobile game. It legitimately does, man. It really, really does. So, yeah. So it is what it is. I'll just play my hockey, drink my Tim Hortons, and watch the world go by here in the north. Yeah, Canada. Canada must be in a weird place. Like, Canada's like, you know, like, it happens on my road sometimes. Sometimes, right, it'd be like 4 a.m., and I hear someone just screaming their lungs out at someone they be living with and stuff. And I got to pop my head out the window, and just look down out of my loft window and look and make sure that everyone's okay. And I'm like, man, I hope they sort it out one day. I feel like that's what it must be like being Canadian, living on top of America at this point in time. You just poke your head out the fuck are they up to now? Should I call the police? Do I call the UN? So good. I'll just leave it. They'll figure it out one day. I'm too polite, eh? It's very British sort of people. As well, the Canadians. I do love the Canadians as well. You're all great. I love Americans as well. The thing is, right? America has the toughest rap in the world, yeah. Because on a global state, like, everyone be ragging on you and talking like, oh my God, they got Trump as a president and whatever. But when you go to America, it's the people there. They're some of the nicest people in the world that you meet, the ones that you meet and stuff. And you all got a soft spot for British people as well, you know. They're like, you're all from London and stuff, like, and they want to hear stories. It's always a great experience. I feel like anytime I go to America, it's like a massive theme park. You got all these different states you can visit and stuff, and they all got different customs and rides and all of these things you can do and different ways of speaking and all of this cool stuff. I love it. I love it. All of my favorite exports are from America a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, legitimately, big love to everyone. I don't know how we've got into this talk about the world, but I'm enjoying it right here. So yeah, how many people here managed to secure a PS5 pre-order? Question from Dark Assassin. Let's find out. Go ahead and raise your hand if you have. Gamezo says, we fight your wars. Yes, you do, and you also saved us against the Jerry. So massive appreciation like that. But at the same time, if you think about it, we birthed your nation, so really you just come in to help out an older, you know, when your older brother just gets a little bit too old to back some of the wars he has, and you got to be that crazy little younger brother that rolls up with like 10 different guns and all of his gang. Like, that's what you be doing, and we appreciate it. We massively appreciate it. We back your wars too. It's a beautiful, harmonious relationship we got going. So yeah, big love. This is fully derailed. People are throwing their hands up. A lot of people have Xbox secured, says Metsy, and that's why I gotta get an Xbox, everybody. So there we go. Thomas got 2, one for the upstairs and one for the downstairs. You gotta have you gotta have it, one upstairs and one downstairs. Like it's expected, you know. You bring the girl around, you're like, don't worry, we're gonna watch some Disney Plus on the old PS5 upstairs. I got you, boo. You know what I'm saying? Man, I was having a debate. About if Disney movies are corny or not. And because you're meant to watch them as a child, they're not. There's some classic movies in there. It is what it is. Dark Assassins goes, goddamn, I can't get one. Hey, if anyone, Thomas, sell Dark Assassin one of your PS5s, bro. Also, Dark Assassin, I'm pretty sure that we're going to get a second wave, so it is what it is. You will be able to get... This is the wrong way around. You will be able to get one. Don't worry. Look how much people have secured their PS5s in the chat. GameZone says, no, we mutiny. We made our own. We just got out of... We got out of there, bro. We could see the way things were going. We got out of there quick time. We turned our little red coats and turned the fuck away. It is what it is. What's everyone think of Avengers? Not played it because of reviews. I've actually had friends. If you remember, Definition actually streamed it with me. He said, I'm never playing this game. I'm cancelling my pre-order because of the beta. But he's actually finished playing the real game, and he says it's so much better than what the beta is. So... It's actually meant to be really good. So let's go with that. Safa, we're going to run your trailer for you because we are coming to the end. These are only like little hourly sessions and stuff. I really appreciate people checking in. Is this something that we should push forward with each week? You know, I feel like it is. I feel like we'll do these we'll do one in midweek and we'll do one at the end of the week, like on Friday potentially, or Saturday or so on and so forth. But we're going to make sure we do these like a couple times a week. I really enjoy this. Like, as much as I'm enjoying streaming, I really enjoy checking in with everybody. I like being able to put your chat up here. I like this cool setup we got going. And this is a lot more relaxed for me, you know. And after the little Monday meltdown we had, then I think this is a good direction to go with sort of breaking up in between things, you know. So that's how I feel. I hope you guys agree, but you know, at the end of the day, I get to sort of select what we're doing on the channel as well. So But yeah, I feel like this is a nice way to wind down at the end of the day and stuff. This is cool. This is chill. Tomorrow we're actually going to be streaming the Tokyo Game Show as well. So that's going to be enjoyable. And now that I've got my setup properly, we can do this in the newsroom and stuff. So this week's going to be a lot more chilled. So it's gonna be enjoyable. Let's have a look at this Vigor trailer. Let's go. Let's have a look. Boom. You see that? Nintendo Switch. Man, I gotta get a Switch at some point. You know, I gotta get the Switch at some point.
The plane is approaching your area.
Here we go.
Get ready.
Alright, it's all captured on the Nintendo Switch. What's this, PUBG? It's looking like PUBG. It's looking like PUBG Mobile out here, you know? Looking like PUBG Mobile out here. What time is TSG? It says it's from 12 p.m, so it's going to be an early one tomorrow. It's going to be an early one. Monday Meltdown could be your new series. Build your shelter? This is better, like, this is PUBG. This is DayZ. This looks good though, this looks fun. I like third person shooters a lot. Get the customization going here. I don't know if I could get down with playing it on the Switch. I haven't tried the Switch, but I like using a real controller in front of me, and I like a big screen, but that's just me. Fight together. Yes, this looks like DayZ to me, man. It's like some DayZ right here. Hey, oh, he's in the room. Bro, that was the male Cara Delevingne. Look at this dude. This is the male Cara. This guy's the male Cara Delevingne. I swear to God. Look, that's her brother? Is that her brother? What time was the game show? 12 p.m. British time, I believe. So yeah, this has been enjoyable. Pro controller for the Switch is good. Is that like the legitimate one? Where it's like you feel like you're doing it with a real controller? That's a good idea. That's smart. Nintendo are smart. They make things very accessible for everybody. DayZ meets PUBG. DayZ's the original PUBG, right? Switch dock mode is how I play personally. All right, so that's where you just dock in and watch it on the TV. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, you can do that. Yeah, yeah. There we go. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed this. This has actually been really enjoyable. It's been some chill. That I needed some chill. You know, I needed some chill. How do I get to my streaming? How do I get to my stream area? I'm just gonna end it over here. I'm just gonna wait the. Yeah. Okay. I really hope you've enjoyed this. This has been a fun evening. It's been relaxed. We've still got some games to play before the PS5, so don't worry about that and stuff. I'm just sort of reshuffling things and trying some new stuff, and making sure that I'm staying on top of my mental health levels, which is always important. I hope you guys are doing the same. Looks like we're going to be hitting a second sort of lockdown kind of thing over here in England as well, so I hope in a weird way people will be able to join these a little bit more, and we can entertain you throughout the dark times, because that's pretty much how these streams started and stuff. Massive thank you to everyone just for logging in and just checking it out. All of your input as well. It's been very, very very enjoyable seeing what you all think. I will make sure that I've got more titles and talking points planned out for these in future, but I just wanted to make sure the setup worked perfectly. We no longer have any cracks or anything like that. Keep an eye out on the page just to make sure that you know when we will be doing the when the Tokyo Game Show comes on, but that is tomorrow as well, you know. So it's very good evening from me. Take care of yourselves. Mods, thank you. You've done a wonderful job. Thomas and Kai and stuff, you've done a wonderful job. All of you lot as well have been doing a wonderful job. To the members and such, if you want to leave a cigar on the way out. please do so. If you're not a member and you want to join, make sure you join on the crew tier, because we will be erasing the other 2 memberships. So if you're a member and you're one of those, if you're in Gangalam or Famalam, just a reminder, at the end of the month we're actually going to be erasing those, because we're gonna break it all down into a 1 tier, which will just be the Famalam tier once that's all set out. So just please be wary of that if you don't want to lose your 1 month membership badge like Zand and Dan O'Shea have and stuff. So just remember that. I'll be adding some new emojis moving into October as well. So that's all fun and games. And yeah, this has been really, really cool. So a big thank you to everyone. And if you can, think about things that you want to see on the next episode of the Masturbate is what we're going to be calling this show. This is the midweek Masturbate. Then we're going to have we'll have a Friday night Masturbate, you know? Or maybe we'll do a Monday morning Masturbate. We'll see. We will see. So yeah, thank you, man. Take it easy. I need to get like a theme song going as well, really, don't I? I need to get a theme song going. There we go. That's the outro.